Good morning, everybody. Happy Cinco de Mayo 2020. And it is Tuesday, so a lot of people are doing Taco Tuesday too, except we are still in quarantine. I'm Rosie Paulsen. I live in Lutz, Florida, which is one of the suburbs of Tampa, Florida. We are slowly going back to leaving the homes that we have been sheltered under for the past, I don't know, almost 2 months, 56 days, or whatever it's called. I know the last date that I went out was actually March 16th. For whoever doesn't know me, I live in Tampa, Florida. I am a commissioner, author to be releasing my book this year, Ñeque, and I'm a Medicare broker. I'm also a speaker, and I kind of help people with I passionately help a small business succeed, inspire them to be the best that they can be, to find their ñeque inside of them so they can have a resilient mindset. I'm coming to you this morning on Cinco de Mayo because I want to talk to you about the two loans that I have received from the COVID-19 crisis as a small business owner. So first of all, let's talk about, hi Jen, how are you? First of all, let's talk about the PPP, the payroll protection plan. Okay, so that was the first one I actually applied for. The easiest way to apply for that one is if you have established relationship with your banker already. So in my case, I've been banking with San Antonio Citizens Federal Credit Union for years and years and years. Rebecca Gaddis, Dawn Newsom, and Tori helped me through this whole process. So they send me a form, first of all, which I sent to my CPA. So Margie Nichols from Nichols CPA and her new partner, what's her name? Her new partner is Norma Berrios. Got the form, they fill it out for me. And in the form, what you need to have is what you paid last year on payroll. Now, remember, I'm only one person in payroll. It's my own payroll, but it's still payroll. So what they did is they add all that up and then they divide it by 12 and they multiply it by 2.5%. And that is how I came out with an amount. And it was about 3,400 and some change. And yes, that cannot tell you how much I was paying myself as in my salary. And it doesn't matter. What I want you to do is I want you to learn what I did. Okay. So it was 37.50 that came out with the 2.5 months. So that application was completed and that was sent to my banker because the bank has to be a SBA lender. But the easier way to do it with the PPP is starting with the relationship with your banker. Okay. So I sent it. I believe, one of the first one that sent it in the morning of the first Friday when it was open for everybody. So the PPP was sent to them. However, the first batch I did not go through. In my application did not made it. I know the bank received over 100 applications within 24 hours. So they processed as much applications as they could. But at that moment, I did not make the first round of PPPs. Now, on the second round, since they already had my application, it literally I didn't have to do anything else. They kept communicating with me, and that is why it's important the bank to have the bank relations. Okay, so so when it was open, they processed the application directly with the SBA. I believe they called me on a Wednesday to tell me that Thursday they were going to present my application and they will hear something on either Friday or Monday. And I was funded literally the next Tuesday. Okay. So that money went into my bank directly from the lender. And that is the PPP. So the first thing, PPP is 2.5 months. You do have to have payroll, and start with the relationship with your banker. The other one is the economic injury disaster loan. I'm sorry, EIDL. EIDAL. That one goes directly to the SBA, and the link that you need to use is COVID-19 relief.sba.gov. COVID-19 relief.sba.gov. That was not working for you to apply, but this morning I checked and it is working now. It's very simple. It takes literally four tabs. It's very, very, very simple. You have to have your earnings of last year. Now, this one, you can do it as a corporation and as a 1099. So corporation, you're going to have your FIN, and what you made last year. And for the 1099, you're going to need your Social Security. They ask you for your bank account also, and literally it was funded. I received on last Friday $1,000 for each of my corporations, because I have SNR Services and Rosie Paulsen Enterprises, and I got funded $1,000 directly from the SBA, and it says IRS Treasury. It's very simple. Go apply right now. One more time, the link is COVID-19 relief.sba.gov. It's one more time, it's very simple. You can do this, and I received this funding within 25 days in the second round. So don't give up, keep going. And then what happens next? Right now, I receive another email directly from the SBA that I have already been funded with the beginning of the advance, and that they are now reviewing my application for the rest, because the reality is they can fund $25,000 depending on what your company is producing. And if they're going to fund more because of the size of corporation that you have, or the need that you have, then they will use your credit history to fund that. But they can do up to $25,000 per company without having to prove your credit score, or whatever they call it. That's about what I have right now, but I can tell you, thank you so much for the administration. Thank you for SBA. Thank you to my bank for making this process so simple. And let's get America working again. Let's make America work again. This is Rosie Paulsen from Lutz, Florida, from the What is Rosie movement. And I got funded with the PPP and the SBA in less than 25 days. And my company will continue to live the American dream I came to this country for. Bye.